So the team won 62 games the year before. 67? 62. Yeah, 62. And then the next year, Amari got hurt at the beginning. So they was like, oh, they're done. And they ended up winning 55. Right. So it's like, oh, yeah, Steve Nash. And I'm like, I mean, 62 and 55 versus last place and 8th. Like, come on. Yeah. They was like, oh, yeah, he should have passed the ball more. To who? Fucking Smush Parker. And
Devin George?
Not Devin George was on the team. It was fucking Chris Mims and motherfuckers like that. Like, you, really? Like he was supposed to do exactly what he did. You know, same thing with James. Like, even with the team, just looking at the team, I'm like, the team is shit. They're not going to do anything in the playoff. I don't give a fuck what kind of hype you're giving them. They were better when you was there. Like, I agree. They had better scores, more points coming off the bench. Like was it, you averaged
they got impatient.
17, was it 17, 19 that year?
Yeah.
And then you also had Gordon coming off the bench doing the same thing. So
and Trez was with us.
Yeah, imagine you had that bench.
The very next year he comes into his own. Like, I think they pulled the plug on that group too fast. But it's a name game. They went and got Chris and felt like they gave him a better opportunity. So it is what it is.
But I think at that point, though, they were looking at the Warriors and thinking that we got to compete at that level.
They have an obsession with the Warriors in Houston. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I know that because that was the focus. Yeah. You know, but the focus was a championship. So it was like, we got to go through these guys. So we shot more threes. We played a more up-tempo style of play to try to match up with what they were doing. Oh.
But that's what I'm saying. If you knew basketball, you knew the trade was bad. You're giving up scores for a point guard. Without scores. Like, yeah, if Chris Paul was there while you were there, maybe it works. Right. But if they take a natural score out bringing a point guard to control a team when the starting shooting guard controls the team. So you got two people out there trying to do the same thing. So now what, Chris becomes a scorer?
Right.
So now if Chris becomes a scorer, the rest of the team doesn't get the ball.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's like
that's the logic.
Yeah. So now you don't make that trade, keep the same players, and then use the money to get more talent. Then you probably could compete. That's what I said.
They probably.
Well,
this motherfucker just they're just stupid.
But this also relates for a team. You should know your style. As a player, you know your style of play. I'm not going to try to be. You're not going to try to be Vince Carter.
But you know what? That also was at a time where it was like you can't win without two stars. You know, that was the conversation at that time.
Super teams.
Yeah, it was right. It was still super teams.
But if you create your own style, don't try to copycat everybody. Create your own style. Know that because you'll have that stronger than anybody else.
Absolutely.
Like right now, you guys. Well, you got Kawhi. Who's left? Kawhi. Jimmy Butler hasn't signed yet, right?
Basically everybody hasn't.
Everyone's still
except
free?
for Anthony Davis. Yeah. Free agency starts on the 1st.
Oh shit! That's why I'm stupid. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers ain't signing shit. What the fuck is wrong with them?
We just had the draft.
July 1st. Okay, yeah, July 1st. Yeah, my bad. My bad. I was wondering. That's what I said. These motherfuckers ain't signing. Like, I thought some news.
You know what's funny is we don't have the patience. Like the season just ended.
I forgot July 1st is when free agency.
We've been talking about free agency all year before last season even started. But
like, who fits you guys? Because that's the most, like, I know names like, oh, Kawhi Leonard want to go here, this and this. Like, who fits you guys' style?
We thought KD was gonna give us what we needed, how we played. We thought KD was gonna be like that was one I was gonna get involved in. Like, yo, like this will be
recruit.
Perfect. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an opportunity for guys like him, you know, to put another notch on their belt. Mm-hmm. You know, it hasn't been a championship in LA as far as the Clippers go. You know, you have Blake, DeAndre, and you have Chris. You know, they're gonna go down with their jerseys up, and then you got guys that can really come in and create their own. Especially KD, where everybody's like, oh, he went there to get them rings. Like, fuck that. Those his rings. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can come here, and this one can be considered yours. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And we don't like we. The great thing about our team is we're not confused about who any of us are. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the fourth quarter, we're going to get a ball to Lou. We need to stop. Pat, you're going to guard the best player. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody understands it's a pecking order. So if KD came in, it's no pushback. Like, it's never gonna be bro, this is your team, and we riding, and everybody gonna play their part perfectly. And so I thought he was gonna be the person that could fit it in like seamlessly. But I think you drop Kawhi on any team, you have a chance, man.
Who are you thinking?
No, I'm just because it's like when you're playing GM, everybody wants names instead of people who actually fit with the rest of the team. So you just sit there and think about all the free agents. And it's like, all right, we know your team style. Like, who is a perfect candidate for him? I mean,
The guy I loved was the guy that left, Tobias.
Yeah, Tobias was good for us too.
I mean, that's what I said.
It's a name game.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's a name game. So if Tobias and KD are gonna ask for the same type of money, of course you're gonna try to create the money to go get KD. That's just how NBA.
Yeah, and that's the problem. Like, Tobias is gonna have to.
And he said it early. He was like,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's what I said. His like, that was the reason. Like, some of the trades, like, he's gonna be demanding, that max, and if you're Clippers, you're not gonna go. It's gonna be one of those cities. He's gonna end up in.
Well, he did the right
Back
thing
in
at
Milwaukee,
the time. It was,
probably.
if we're gonna have to play the free agency game with him in the summertime, let's move him now and get pieces back,
yeah.
and then we'll have that money to spend in the summertime. That's what they would think. What is the thing about the Clippers that maybe people are wrong about or don't know as an organization?
Oh yeah, because you a new Clipper. So you gotta break the curse of who the Clippers were when I came in.
No, we've created a dope culture. You know what I'm saying? I think it started with Doc. You know what I'm saying? He expects a lot. He has a high expectation level, and we just so happen to have the personalities that fit in with that. Like, we don't have a lot of disagreements about anything. Like, the work environment is positive. We got rookies that listen. They work hard. Shea, Sham, Jerome, and Sin going into his second or third year now. Like, our young guys really soak up the information, and we don't have the ego problem. So I guess that's what works for us. I think people are wrong with shit. They thought we were a 30-win team. End up winning 48 with no quote-unquote all-stars and all of that. And I think we're going to be good for a very long time. I think they showed this year.
Like, when I came in, they didn't have practice facilities.
Yeah.
I was working out at the men's gym.
The Spectrum Club.
The Spectrum Club, shit there. They got nails on the hand.
We worked out at a nurse college in Philly.
Yeah. So, like, when we came in, like, I remember when I came in, there was really no culture. There was really nothing. There was no reason to stay in a gym. So I remember going to, RIP, Mr. A. Poland, and said, hey, we need like breakfast. We like a chef, like breakfast, lunch, like a player's lounge. And the question was like, why we don't pay you guys good enough? We just gave you $65 million. What do you need? I said, we're 18, 19, 20 years old. What kind of food do you think we eat? McDonald's, Burger King. I said that's the kind of food we actually eat. We don't know nothing about the chef. So we're after practice, we're gonna go get McDonald's and do all of that, and that's our food. So if you put into the product what you want out of it, it helps it. So you get us a chef. Now some of the young kids, they're gonna come, they're gonna get breakfast here, and then they get lunch, and now you gave them 2 good meals. You put a player's lounge in, now they're gonna stay a little bit longer. They're not just hurry up, rushing, and getting to their house.
Right.
So I said, now they stay in, get a couple shots here and there. So I said, and that's how you get better. Yeah, so you give them an environment, but they look at the money so much and don't understand. Maybe the little things. It's like the little things, like you want your player to get better, give him an atmosphere.